So Donald Trump just told us that he's got a big announcement to make. He's going to make it on November 15th. Everybody get ready. I think we know what's coming. But let's talk about why any announcement Donald Trump makes is not going to help him. Because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. Happy Election Day. Well, we voted, and now we are waiting for the final results. And as we wait, let's take on another election-related story, but this one is not about the midterms. This one is about the 2024 presidential election. Here is the new reporting from The Hill. Headline, Trump teases very big announcement on November 15th. And that article begins, former President Trump on Monday said he plans to make a very big announcement on November 15th at his Mar-a-Lago estate amid growing speculations that he's mounting another bid for the White House. Okay, friends, here's all I'm going to say about this story. We have all come to learn that the Department of Justice has, I'm not going to call it a rule. It's not really a hard and fast rule. It's more of a norm or a tradition or a practice. DOJ says, we're going to try not to indict a candidate for political office within 60 days of an election. Now, more precisely, the norm or the tradition is the Department of Justice tries not to take any overt law enforcement action within 60 days of an election that could interfere in the election or that could be perceived as somehow partisan. That is really more precisely what that 60-day rule or tradition says. But here's the thing. Here's the good news. There is no norm, no tradition, no protocol, no practice that says the Department of Justice can never criminally indict someone who has announced that they're a candidate for office, particularly when the election is 2 years away. So you know what, Donald? You go ahead and collect up all your lackeys and your loyalists and your sycophants and bring them all down to your third-rate club in Florida, Mar-a-Lago, on November 15th. And you go ahead and announce whatever you want to announce. It won't save you. You will be indicted. You will be tried. You will be convicted, candidate or not. Because justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. Keep your fingers crossed as the election returns roll in and we learn more about the direction our nation, certainly our Congress, will be taking over the course of the next 2 years. But regardless of the outcome, I'm still feeling good. I'm still feeling optimistic. But regardless of the outcome, we will fight on. And I believe we will win this fight in the long run. I do not believe that the forces who oppose our democratic way of life will win this battle, will win this struggle in the long run. I don't believe it, not for a minute. So there's some new reporting out that the Department of Justice is thinking about whether there's a need to appoint a special counsel to begin investigating the crimes of Donald Trump. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So you've probably heard by now that the leadership at the Department of Justice is discussing whether there might be a need to appoint a special counsel to investigate the crimes of Donald Trump. Here is the new reporting from CNN. Headline, DOJ mulling potential special counsel if Trump runs in 2024. And that article begins, as Donald Trump inches closer to launching another presidential run after the midterm election, Justice Department officials have discussed whether a Trump candidacy would create the need for a special counsel to oversee two sprawling federal investigations related to the former president. Sources familiar with the matter tell CNN. Hopefully, DOJ will stop mulling it over and will focus all of its time, all of its attention, all of its energies on continuing to investigate Donald Trump with an eye toward finally indicting him for his crimes. Why is appointing a special counsel at this late stage in the game a really bad idea? One word: delay. You know what it would require? First, it would require the Department of Justice finding just the right person to investigate the crimes of Donald Trump fully, fairly, aggressively, with an eye toward holding him accountable for his crimes. Who are they going to find to do that? Okay, seriously now, after they find just the right person to serve as special counsel, that person will have to go about assembling a team of lawyers, of prosecutors, assembling a team of agents and investigators, assembling a team of staff, of support members. They would have to set up a special counsel's office, and then they would have to begin the lengthy, painstaking process of reviewing everything the Department of Justice has collected during the last 2 or so years it's been investigating Donald Trump. Then they'd have to come up with an investigative plan, and then they would have to deploy that plan and begin investigating. You know how long all that would take? You know, if I had to hazard a guess, I would say it would be a good 2 years until we even heard a peep out of the special counsel's office. 2 years from right now. Right now, November 2022. 2 years from now would be, let's see, November 2024. Why does that sound like a potentially important time politically? Let's see, November 2024. Yeah, that would be a presidential election. And friends, there are lots of other reasons why appointing a special counsel at this late stage in the game is a bad idea. I mean, do we really think that if Merrick Garland appointed a special counsel, Donald Trump's supporters, loyalists, and lackeys would say, oh, well, I guess I'm prepared to concede that under a special counsel, an investigation of Donald Trump is appropriate, and it will be a full, fair, honest, independent investigation. Remember when Bob Mueller, a lifelong Republican, was appointed as special counsel to investigate Donald Trump's connections with Russia? Russia, if you're listening, help me steal this election. That's what he was asking Russia to do. Yeah, Bob Mueller became an angry Democrat out to get Donald. No, Bob Mueller was a lifelong Republican. So appointing a special counsel will do nothing to satisfy or appease Donald Trump's lackeys and lapdogs. They will attack that person, that person's team, and that investigation just the same. Plus, think about this, friends. The special counsel would use, at least as a jumping off point, all of the evidence that DOJ has collected during the last 2 years of its investigation, which would prompt Trump and company to scream, you see, it's all tainted. They took all this bad evidence that DOJ collected up, and the special counsel is just exploiting it all that bad evidence. So you can't trust the special counsel's investigation. You know, there is just nothing about appointing a special counsel that will make anything better at this late stage in the game, in my opinion, unless they want to appoint me special counsel. You know, give me a couple of weeks. Heck, give me a long weekend, and I'd indict Donald Trump.